Hi, I'm Cadet Singh, and I'm a squad leader, and I'm going to be briefing you my squad's mission. So, first squad, first platoon, Charger Company 1-5 Infantry attacks to destroy Objective Phantom no later than 30/2200 August 24 in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion decisive operation. I say again, first squad, first platoon, Charger Company 1-5 Infantry attacks to destroy Objective Phantom no later than 30/2200 August 24 in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion decisive operation. The purpose of this operation is to deny enemy influence and fires within AO Ronin. We will accomplish this mission by conducting an infiltration. Decisive to this operation is undetected movement to the objective and enemy forces disrupted without accurate knowledge of target element composition and disposition. This is decisive because it allows for elements of surprise and tempo necessary to overwhelm enemy forces on Objective Phantom. Risk is assumed by conducting a mission with a force too small to isolate and destroy the objective. Risk can be mitigated by minimizing our unit signature with inclement weather, route selection, and small unit size. So our main effort is Alpha Team, whose task is to attack to destroy in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion decisive operation. Supporting Effort 1 is Gun Team 1, whose task is to provide support by fire in order to set the conditions and suppress the enemy on the objective. Our supporting Effort 2 is Bravo Team, whose task is to isolate the objective to prevent the enemy from escaping. So for our end state, primary MSRs in AO Ronin are contested. Enemy forces are disrupted and enemy mortar team is destroyed. We want to minimize civilian casualties and collateral damage to infrastructure, and dispersed squad elements are reconsolidated and postured for follow-on operations. So for the concept of the operation, it will be conducted in 3 phases. Phase 3 is recon and isolation. It'll start when we RP at the ORP, and it'll end once we initiate on Objective Phantom. So critical tasks for this phase are positive identification of the enemy mortar team, occupation of the support by fire positions, occupation of the assault line, successful leaders recon of the objective, support by fire positions, security positions, assault line, and approach routes. So phase 4 is actions on. It'll begin once we initiate on Objective Phantom, and it'll end once the squad is reconsolidated at the ORP. Critical tasks for this phase are surprise achieved, enemy mortar team destroyed, disruption fires, and retrograde off objective. So the 5th phase is exfiltration. It'll begin once the squad is reconsolidated at the ORP, and it'll end once we RP at the patrol base. Critical tasks for this phase are rapid exfiltration and disruption fires. Concept sketch. I'll now orient you to my concept sketch. So this is the patrol base. This is the north arrow. We will take route Shack to our ORP and route Duncan to our RP. We will then do a leader's recon to locate our security positions as well as our support by fire positions and our assault positions. Our assault team will destroy and bound through the objective in order to cross the LOA. I will now orient you to my terrain model. This is my north arrow. These are my northings and these are my eastings. The pipe cleaners represent roads. The strings represent phase lines, routes, DOAs, and LOAs. I will now brief you our scheme of maneuver phase 3. It'll start once we RP at the ORP. We'll be doing a leaders recon, including Alpha Team Leader, Bravo Team Leader, our SNO team, and our security team, which will take 1.5 hours in order to establish our security positions, north and south. And then if no return, attempt to contact via radio and coordinate platoon reconsolidation. If you engage combat, all elements will break contact back to the ORP and abort the raid. And we will be giving a second GOTWA to our SNO team, which includes Alpha Team Leader, Bravo Team Leader, and a security element, which will take 1 hour, and attempt to contact via radio. If no contact, return to the ORP in case of contact. Our phase sequence, our security, in place separately at Observation Post North and Observation Post South. We will then be doing our leaders recon, in which we pinpoint the objective, in place SNO, our support by fire and assault line on phase line Jordan. We return to the ORP, then our Alpha Team Leader in places the gun team in support by fire position. Our Bravo Team Leader moves Bravo Team to hold at PL Jordan until the support fire team is set. Alpha Team occupies the assault line, and support by fire is initiated by the squad leader. If this all occurs without being undetected, squad decisive point is achieved. And during this entire phase, our weapons control status is tight, and PPIR answered is enemy presence on Objective Phantom. So for our CASEVAC plan, our casualty collection point is the ORP. Our squad leader and Aiden Litter team will treat the evac in CASEVAC. Bravo Team Leader will take control of the formation during CASEVAC. And for contingency plans, if Objective Phantom is unoccupied, abort the mission and return on primary route unless contact was previously received. If our security team is compromised, break contact back to the ORP. If compromised during occupation, initiate support by fire at a reduced rate of fire assault, and the assault element will fight into position. So for our method of communication, our primary is CCN, alternate is FM, contingency is shout NATO, and emergency is runner. We do not need an EPW plan for this phase. So for our scheme maneuver phase 4, which is actions on, it'll start once initiation on objective Phantom. Our weapons control status will be tight and free during initiation. So support by fire initiates against hardest and most concentrated targets. Our support by fire engages between TRP 1 and 3. Cyclic rate of fire for 10 seconds and rapid rate of fire for 20 seconds, and we will drop to sustained. M4s will engage targets that are soft rather than hard, and the M249s and M320s will engage targets that are hard rather than soft. Our support by fire repeats engagement cycles at the discretion of the squad leader. Once shift fire is called out, the support by fire will shift to engage targets as they appear between terrain reference points 1 and 3. Terrain reference point 1 is a blue shed, and terrain reference point 3 is a large bamboo clump. The assault will conduct aggressive bounding to wheel through objective Phantom and halt at phase line LeBron, engaging targets as they appear in their lane between terrain reference point 2 and 3. Terrain reference point 2 is a white barn. Then team leader will gather release reports, squad leader will direct aid and litter teams if required, and EPW will clear out and search back. The assault will withdraw on a direct azimuth to ORP. The supporting team will withdraw on a trail of assaulting element, and security withdraws on a radio call by squad leader. The total actions on time will take no greater than 10 minutes and cross-load ammo as required and initiate exfil movement. Our CASEVAC plan is the same as it was prior for our previous phase. For contingency plans, if there are enemy reinforcements, fight in place to disrupt, coordinate break contact over radio with weapon squad leader, or with squad leader, ineffective support by fire, repeat engagement cycles until directed otherwise by squad leader, and if there's a friendly casualty, commitment of aid and litter, and Alpha team provides security for CASEVAC. Our method of communication is the same, and our EPW plan is zip tie and leave the enemy on the objective outside the blast radius. So for our final scheme of maneuver phase, which is exfiltration, our weapons control status will be tight, return using the alternate route, which saves time and reduces predictability, and deviate from the route as appropriate to maximize concealment. Radio checks with platoon HQ will take every half hour. For a CASEVAC plan, we'll have a rolling casualty collection point on the return route. Our leader duties will remain the same. For contingency plans, if there's enemy contact, we will break contact, and if there's IDF, we will react to the IDF by continuing movement along the return route. Our method of communication remains the same, and our EPW plan, we will coordinate with platoon leadership. Key actions for this phase are rapid exfiltration and disruption fires, and this will end once we RP at the patrol base. So for coordinating instructions, for priority information requirements, is the enemy aware of friendly unit presence in AO? We want to know if the enemy troop or equipment, if there's movement greater than squad size, identification of enemy defensive obstacles in AO Ronin, and enemy reinforcements committed in support of objective Phantom. For FFIR, we want to know friendly casualties, hard compromise, soft compromise, and loss of key weapon systems. For EEFI, ComSec, OPS graphics, and combo card. MOP level, it's not needed. For PCCs and PCIs, we want to focus on weapons function, equipment properly secured, and all SI present for mission. Priority of rehearsals is rehearsing missions, EPW, exfil, and aid and litter, and our priorities of work are security and commo. I'm Cadet Singh, and this concludes my squad's mission brief.